Just a quick Forex charts of interest. The US stock market's closed for Memorial Day on Monday, so I'm trading from out on the road. So I just thought I'd do a quick one. There's heaps of Forex trades at the moment, absolutely massive amount of great setups. I haven't seen it this good for a long time. So this is Euro Pounds back on my priority watch again. See that how it's the 4 hours crossed back down again. So that's gone back on my priority watch for the week ahead. Still got a target down to this support down here now. So this is how you follow these through, right? They go off your priority watch here, then they go back on again. And you're watching. So as soon as this as soon as the 4 hours, that was an announcement there, so you don't trade that one, but with the intraday template you don't trade it there. But this one coming up, so I expect this to break below the trender here, so at that point it's in play, and when it becomes down past this trender, then it becomes more high probability. But you don't have to wait for this. I can start trading this on the intraday when it gets below this trender here, but it's more high probability here. It doesn't mean when it crosses this trender you just sit back and fold your arms and just let it go, because it just means that it's a confirmed reversal at that point. So it's very overbought here on the daily, and the daily MACD's got a bit of work to do, so it could play around a bit here, but it's on my priority watch. Doesn't mean I have to trade it. If it does set up, I could have other better trades at the time. So Australian dollar CAD's been a nice one, so this is in play at the moment. Australian dollar CAD's been in play. This is in play here, right? And then it becomes higher probability here. That doesn't mean it's going to go straight up when it crosses this trender. It just means that's a confirmed reversal at that point. Yeah, it's a mean reversion at the moment, so it's mean reverting back up to the 100 MA and mean reverting back up to it's trying to, once it clears this trender, then it'll be a mean reversion back up to the Kijunsen. Dollar Swiss, yeah, this is on my priority watch. Nice target up to the flat Kijunsen here. Not to say it'll get there, but the 4 hour MACD's crossed up, so it's on my priority watch again. A nice one, down into the very low volume here, so that's a good sign for the week ahead. Did have a little, that was when the election, so that was just a false one there. So you've got to know what you're looking at. As I said, it's not just a matter of every time it does this you buy, every time it does that you sell, because you've got to look at the fundamentals, what's happening as well, not just technical. So you've got to be aware of these types of setups and what's driving them as well. So Australian dollar yen, that's a nice one on my priority watch now, just crossing on the 4 hour, so it'll be a nice one for the week ahead. But again, that was the election back here and it faded, so you got to be aware that when they have a bounce like that, it's usually going to be faded, and the real rally is going to start after that. So when the US dollar's pulling back a bit, so. And the MACD's crossed up on the daily now, so it gives you a more higher probability. But this is in play at the moment. So, and dollar US, obviously that was this is the second go at it. So this is now a reversal. So it was in play from here, and didn't trade this one because it gapped up on the Monday and faded back of the election, obviously, and now it's getting a run again. Now it's running. So Euro Oz, that was a real nice one here. Euro Oz was real nice, heavy resistance up here. Couldn't break it. Now it's looking like it's turning down again, so it's back on my This is in play now. This is high priority, this one, because the daily is crossed down. It's a real nice looking one. Doesn't mean that we're guaranteed to make money on it, but it's just high probability. That's all you're saying. Euro NZ pulling back, trying to get back to the flat Keynesians in here, right? So that's been a nice one there. So that's a reversal now. It's a higher probability. Euro US has been a good one. This has been a good bounce with the weaker US dollar. So it's been very nice, and it's a bit choppy on the daily, but not too bad. But it's a distribution, of course, here on the daily. So it's all these ones that I'm showing are intraday only at the moment, and this is intraday only too when this is in play, but it hasn't. It's looking like it's going to confirm the high probability there. Right, a mean reversion back up to the flattish Keynesians here. Got down to this real low volume here, but so these are all ready to roll on Monday morning. So pound Swiss, a bit strong momentum and a bit too much volume to the downside, so it's on priority watch, but that's what I've got to take into account, that there's a bit too much volume to the downside here still. But I have to watch that one and just see what it does. But so I write these sort of things in my notes, so when I come back to look at it, I know what I'm going to be looking at. Pound yen, same thing. So it's almost exactly the same. It's on priority watch, but too much momentum to the downside still. So it's very oversold, so it's worth being on priority, but this one is a lot better looking. Pound US had a bounce off the weekly. This is the weekly support line here, so it bounced off that. It's now a reversal here on the 4 hour, so that's high probability now. So you've got plenty of loads of NZ CAD, nice one. It's a nice example there of a main reversion back up to the Keynesians and back up to the 100 MA. Beautiful. All these are only intraday only. This is another NZ. This is on my priority too. NZ Swiss. Right. There's loads and loads of setups this week coming up. Loads. NZ Jaffy. This is again another one. A bit too much high volume down here, but the daily has crossed up in this case, so it's interesting just to see what it does here. But a bit too much volume. But if it does turn up here, then there's a good chance that you're going to get a reversal back to the upside. The NZ US with the weaker US dollar, of course. This had quite a bit of volume down here, but it was still a reversal, though it's still a confirmed reversal there, so it's a nice one. So that's in play for Monday. And US dollar Swiss with that beautiful top, double top there, and then a rejection off that. Beautiful. That's what I love to see. Awesome looking setup. That beautiful. And plenty of momentum on the MACD to the downside still, even though it's a bit oversold here. You can still go for this. Still take this on the intraday. This is an example where it's oversold a bit, so you can still get a few. If you were to come home from work and it looked like this, you didn't have much else to trade. This is in play at the moment, so you can take you can take this, trade this on the intraday, but you just trade it on the smaller time frames. That's all. You might get a few pips on it, enough to in a couple of hours. You might get a few pips on it, that sort of thing. And that's a valid trade at that point, because whereas some of these like if you tried to short pound US down to that weekly resistance, you were really pushing your luck, and it turns out that you probably would have taken a loss had you tried to trade that. But this one, in this case it's quite good, strong momentum to the downside. Not to say that it could pull back up again, but That's why you're trading it on the intraday only, because it was counter trend. It broke the mean reversion here, then it went to counter trend, right? It's only downtrend when it gets below the Kumo. So if it breaks below the Kumo, then that gives you a good indication that there's strong downside, but not guaranteed. No, there's no guarantees in it. And US dollar Jappy, that was a nice rejection off. I talked about this one, a rejection off there, but be careful when you get to this. That was just a range here on the US dollar Jappy. That wasn't a distribution. That was just a range here. So then, because the daily MACD's crossed up, but you can still trade this. Still trade this on the intraday to the downside, but you've got to be aware that this support might hold, given the flat Keynesians, and that's also. That's the sort of thing you've got to be aware of. Look at that, beautiful. That reversal there, beautiful. That's my favourite. I'm loving this. So anyway, just a quick one, and my God, how many setups do you want? I didn't count how many there were, but my God, what a feast of trades for the week ahead. I mean, shit, what an awesome time we're having at the moment with all these big moves. This is what trading's all about. Getting in there when the going's good and you make your money, and then you can. It takes a lot of pressure off when you know you've got that those profits locked in, and you've done really well for the year already, and it's only not even halfway into the year yet. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome. It's going to be awesome to see what happens from here. All right then, bye for now.